Okay folks, I'm back in the carving corner, and today we're going to carve a different type of pencil ornament. This is the finished look, and this is what they look like unfinished. Won't take too long to do. Let's go! Okay, so all the tools that I'm going to use are in the description. This happens to be the Pfeil 7 25mm. And unfortunately I couldn't find this one on Amazon, so I do have a link for the 22, the number 7 22mm, which is just a little bit less than this. And one of the improvements I made from the last time was I got the microphone off of the carving stand, so you won't be able to hear as much noise. Okay, so we're going to go for that classic torpedo shape. So let's get carving that. It's going to have the ball at the top and like that at the bottom. So here we go. Let the chips fly. And you just want to make sure you got enough room at the top for that ball. Keep looking at it. Make sure it's getting round. And you're just going to keep working down. Flip it around. That's the benefit of working at this bench. And as I mentioned, I think in one of the other videos, I really haven't had any formal carving classes, so I just kind of figured this out on my own. This is just a towel, and again, I've got a Workmate. It's got a 2x4 in here, got this on the top, plenty of padding, and I just carve against that, or I carve against this. And we're just going for that classic torpedo shape. A knife like this, you can get there pretty quick. Or I should say gouge. Officially it's a gouge. Take a little bit off the middle. And we're just not looking for anything. We're not trying to get it super smooth at this stage. We're just getting some of the rough wood out. Pretty good. Check it out a little bit here. It seems in the winter you get a lot of wood that sticks to the chisel. I don't know why. Why we've got so much static. It's only like -2 out there right now. Another banner Midwest winter. Okay, so that's pretty good. So you can see we're starting to get there. Now we're going to pencil in kind of the beard and over the eyebrow. First I want to do that ball on the end. Just going to sketch that out like this. And I'm going to pick whatever side I want to use for the rest. It sometimes can help too on this if you take and just draw a line. Divide it in half. Going above the eyebrow. Side of the face. It's going to come down to about here. Right about there. And again, this is in the kit. I'm going to use this V-gouge. It's in the description. Flexcut. I'm going to use that top stop right there. Just carve against it. Follow the line. Knock that wood out. Just like that. The next piece we're going to follow this line. So just kind of fit it in to whatever makes it comfortable for you when you're carving. Flip it around. Going down to the base of the beard. Out there. Other side. Just going to follow that line. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. If the wood looks like it's going to split, just go the other way. Flip it. If it doesn't want to work with you, just flip the wood around. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Next chisel is that guy. Kind of a nice gouge. So for this, we're just going to go on the other side of this line, carve up towards what's going to be the tassel. And on this side, you're going to have shoulders on this Santa, so I'm kind of digging in a little bit here just to give that texture of a shoulder. Follow that over to here. Same thing. Dig it in a little bit and push it up. Whoops. That shoulder's a little bit too high, so I'm going to take it down a little bit. Good. Work that wood right out of there. Sometimes you can use your thumb to help guide the gouge. Flip it around. We're going to attack it from this side. A little bit of an angle too. Like that. Flip it back around. Use that other cut as a stop cut. Light touch, just kind of work out that wood. Light touch again. Flip it, just kind of look at it. If it looks like it needs to come in again at an angle, not a lot of pressure, light touch. One of the things about carving is that you're not really pushing. You'll learn how hard to push on the chisel. Sometimes you just need a light touch. Other times, a little bit more pressure. So that's looking good. Always looking at it, seeing where we need to clean up any high spots. Like that. Looking good. Dig in a little bit on that shoulder there, just a little bit. Same thing over here. Okay. And grab your pencil. And what we're going to do is put the bottom of the eyebrow, and I want the nose to go right here. Like that. So I'm going to use my 70-degree chisel, Flexcut, and I'm just going to follow that line. Flip the wood, follow the line. And we're going to use a different chisel now. That one's got a little, see, it's a gouge, also in that kit that's in the description. A little bit of an edge. We're just going to use that to make a stop cut. Watch your fingers. Go on the bottom of the nose. Push it in, rock it, ease it up to the eyebrow. Roll it up. Right up to the eyebrow. So you've just made a stop cut. We'll reinforce that just on the edges right here. Light touch going up underneath the nose, just like that. Kind of coax that wood out of there. Another light touch right on the side of the nose, up under the eyebrow. Sometimes you got to pick this up and do that stop cut once again. Rock it a little bit. Go back with, that is the old flat chisel on the end, pretty much flat. It's got a little bit of a bevel. Again, it's in that kit. One of those FR400 something from Flexcut. And I'm just kind of cleaning up around the nose. Now I'm going to give it more of a nose look, so I'm taking off some of these, I'm beveling it just a little bit, edges, taking off the edges. I'm going to flip it around, light touch, bottom of the nose. Give it a little bit of a beveled edge, make it look like a nose, like that. Clean that up a little bit. Clean that up a little bit. Okay. It's looking more like a nose. Now we need the mustache. So again, there's our center line. We're just gonna go like that. Same thing over here. And then I'm gonna do a swoop at the bottom, just like that. We're going to use that little narrow gouge a little bit. We're going to use a straight down, we're going to make a stop cut. So you're just kind of following that top of the mustache. Same thing over here, stop cut. Vertical, watch your fingers, straight down. And now we're going to grab that bigger chisel right here. Gouge. I keep calling it a chisel. It's a gouge. Make sure your hands are out of the way and just rock it back and forth. Edge it over. Make another stop cut for the bottom of the mustache. I guess while we got it, we could have used the smaller gouge, but it's just a light touch. You don't want to snap that mustache off. Little stop cut to redefine that. Pop right in. The wood will come right out. Just like that. Not bad. Looking good. Kind of redefine that edge of the mustache. Same thing over here. Alright. That shoulder still seems a little bit too high, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay, that's better. Excellent. Okay, so now the top of the mustache. I'm going to go in at an angle, like that. Real light touch. Perfect. Good deal. Now we need some hands. So let's see. How about we do this? About there. About there. And just kind of make it come up on the side like that. Same thing over here. Like that. Excellent. So now I'm looking for my, this is a little bit fatter V gouge. We're just going to follow the line. Kind of stick to the bottom of it. Wiggle it, coax that wood out of there. Same thing on this side. Make that corner, come right back in, wiggle just a little, coax that gouge in there, done. This one's a little fat, I'm going to take some more off. Okay. Well, I could have used that, but it's amazing sometimes how you lose tools and they're right in front of you. Here it is. I'm going blind. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just take some of the wood out underneath that hand that we just carved in. Light touch. Again, you're holding yourself back as much as you are pushing forward. Holding yourself back. You don't want to rip that hand off. Go this way. Use that edge as a stop. Make a little stop cut. Coax some of that wood out. A little bit stop cut there. The stop cuts just keep that wood from splintering all the way up, which you don't want it to do. Alright, let's take some of this out. Again, you're kind of holding yourself back as much as you are pushing on that gouge. Okay. And another stop cut. I'm going to clean up around the base of that beard a little bit. Like that. Okay. Now we need some hands. Do like that. Do like that with a pencil. And we're going to use that 70-degree V-gouge. Just follow that line. Follow that line. There we go. You could also use this to redefine the shape a little bit if you need to. Like that. That. Then we're going to go in and just take a little tiny bit off, just to give it a little gradient against the cuff, the hand. Little stop cut right there. Pretty good. Always looking at it to see where I need to take some high spots off. Now for the beard, you can do this any way you'd like, but I'm just going to do 3 little lines like that. And let's go for that. You could use the other gouge too, the 45, but I'm going to use the 70. And you can also carve up. Just follow the line. that. While we're at it, this little bit here, this mustache needs a little bit of work. Let's put some little lines in here. Like so. And how about for the eyebrows? Let's give them a little texture. Again, real light touch. Like that. He's starting to look like something. So we're going to clean this up. Some of the high spots. Oh, if it starts to tear, just flip it around. Don't try to fight it. Taking off some of these high spots. Oh, you want to tear? How about that way? Looking good. Now for the top, I could have just used that tool that I had, but this is a little bit quicker. I'm just going to round off the tip of his hat. Change the angle, get that bit right there on the top. Alright. Go back to that other tool. Let's hit that other edge. Give it another... Looks nice too when you have a lot of beveled pieces up here on the top. When you paint it gold or silver, it looks really nice. Now just look at it and just kind of even it up. And that looks good. And folks, you could leave it, you could leave this little guy just like that, sand him up very lightly, just take some of the rough stuff off. If you want to add some feet, no problem. Just do like this. Actually, that's too high. How about like that? Like that. Grab your 70-degree chisel, V-gouge. Follow that line. You want shoes? I'll give you some shoes. Piece in the center comes out. Now you can, I'm using that little chisel right there. I'm going to make a stop cut. You could use a knife for this too. I got this anyway, so I'm going to just use it. Light touch. You're just going to take the top of those shoes off like that. Take that corner out like that. Rock it a little bit. Go in like that. Take the corner out like that. Flip it around. Just take an edge off of that. Like that. Redefine the top. Give it a little more flatness. And folks, I think that that's got it. There he is. You can carve your initials in the back. You could give him a robe by taking that 70-degree V-gouge, drawing it down here. You could take that V-gouge and put little lines in the robe if you want. But for me, I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Take your sandpaper and just work off some of those real light touch here. And get in there, do like so, and you'll have something that looks like this. You could even do like that, give them a wavy sort of cap. But yeah, that's it. Little 5mm nickel eye hook on the top, and he is ready for Christmas.